Dear students, in this module, we will be starting with Chapter 7 of Biology, that is, Control and Coordination. The working together of various organs of the body of an organism in a proper manner to produce proper reaction to a stimulus is referred to as coordination. Stimuli is the external impetus which the organisms receive and they accordingly respond to it. It could be like heat, cold, sound, smell, touch, pressure, etc. Living organisms respond to this external impetus in the form of movements. For proper control and coordination in higher organisms, there are two systems which have evolved. One is the nervous system and the other is referred to as the hormonal or the endocrine system. Plants do not have nervous system and hence they possess only chemical control and coordination which is exercised by the plant hormones referred to as the phytohormones. On the other hand, higher multicellular animals have both chemical and nervous control and coordination. Coordination in case of animals. It is brought about by both nervous and endocrine system. The nervous system comprises of the brain, spinal cord and the nerves. Receptors are the sense organs which receive the stimuli. They are the glycoprotein entities which are present on the surface of the cell and here the sense organs and they will receive the external stimulus. The receptors, they could be present in the sense organs like eyes, ears, nose and tongue. The receptors, that is the glycoprotein moiety, present in the eyes which help to detect light are the photoreceptors, which help to detect sound. Present in ear are phonoreceptors. Olfactory receptors are present in nose and help to detect smell. Gustatorreceptors in the tongue help to detect taste. Tangoreceptors in the skin help to detect touch. For heat and cold as the stimulus, the receptors are located on the skin and they are referred to as the thermoreceptors. Effectors are the muscle or gland which respond to the information from the brain or the spinal cord that is brought through the motor nerves. There are two nerves basically, one the sensory and the other the motor. Sensory nerves, they carry the signal from the receptors to the brain or the spinal cord, and motor nerves are the ones which carry information back from the brain or the spinal cord to the effectors. Thus, we can understand this with the help of an example. Like for example, if we see a wild animal, so the photoreceptors in the eyes, they help us to detect it. And then the signaling is sent to the brain with the help of the sensory nerves. The message is brought back to the effector, that is the muscle or gland, from the brain with the help of motor nerves. And therefore, we palpitate on seeing the animal. The heartbeat rate increases and we run away from the situation. Talking about the nerve cell, that is the neuron. So neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. It comprises of basic three units referred to as the dendrites, the cyton and the axon. The dendrites are antenna or hair-like structures which receive the signal. So the signal is perceived or received by the dendrites, which then later on travels to the cell body. Cell body is also referred to as the soma or the cyton. It comprises of its own nucleus, which is shown by a green color over here. It consists of the cytoplasm, which is referred to as the neuroplasm. There's also the presence of Nissel's granules in the cell body. From the cell body, the signals, they move on to the axon. Talking about the axon, it is a tubular structure which carries the signal from the dendrites to the axon terminals. The axon is covered by myelin sheath, which is a protective sheath. The point where the axon does not have or lack the myelin sheath is referred to as the non-myelinated region. The point from where the myelin sheath is arising, that is referred to as the node of Ranvier. Inner to the myelin sheath can be seen the presence of cells referred to as Schwann cells, which have their own prominent nucleus. The function of myelin sheath is to provide protection and they give rise to Schwann cells. Talking about the structure of the neuron or the nerve cell, it basically comprises of the dendrites, the cell body and the axon. This is how the transmission of messages takes place from one neuron to the other. So this is in the diagrammatic representation, what is depicted is the first neuron, and over here we've got the second neuron. The gap which is present between the nerve ending of one neuron and the dendrite of other is what is referred to as the synapse. So the junction is the synapse, where the electrical signals, they get converted into chemical signals. Now these chemicals which are secreted are basically the neurotransmitters like acetylcholine or GABA. So the signals they are transmitted from one neuron to the other in form of the electrical impulses, which in the synapse get converted into the chemicals referred to as the neurotransmitters. Hopefully you must have garnered all the concepts related to the nervous system in detail. Thank you.